Well, hello there. Day 3. Another walk and talk. I assume I'll start doing some stuff at home, but while it's easier to come out here and walk and talk, I will do that. I'm in an oval. Let me turn this bad boy around. I think I'm allowed in. There was a gate open, but there's no one else here, so I might get told off at some point. Hey, so I'm going to make mistakes doing this thing, and I reckon I've already made one. I reckon yesterday it was a bit of a meh sob story about, oh, I've got a live show coming up, I hope it goes okay. And someone in the comments said, and thank you for letting me know, but someone said, I'd rather hear about your writing process and, you know, your experience. And I thought, yeah, that's exactly what I should be doing. Should be more value for people on what I've been doing, and, you know, any bit of, I hate to say like success, but like getting some social media following and whatnot. It's been a lot of hard work, so I thought I'd let you in on some of the tips and tricks, and I may as well start up the juicy end. And then I've got 60 days of doing this. I'll tell some stories and some experiences from TV land, from social media land, working with brands, experienced in marketing, just all sorts of comedy things and what I've been up to. But this is how I try to write and make viral videos. And it goes from making sure that you're always actively in your brain thinking, involved in conversations and life, and being very present with the people around you and the things that you're doing, but also having the ability to catch when something could be a thing, or when an experience happens and you're like, that could be a bit, there's something in that. And usually for me, it's something related. Like, I like to think relatability. I almost make sure I start with relatability, and then we'll work out jokes later. So a lot of the time in a conversation with friends and whatnot, I will, and family, and even just out and about, seeing other people at a cafe when people are fighting. It's my favorite thing. When people are arguing and you don't know you can hear them. Oh, bottle that shit up. It's just making sure that you have a notes folder, which if you have a phone, you have a notes folder. So just have I have a master idea doc list just on Google Docs that is maybe, I think, like over 70 pages long. But there's so many shit ideas in there, so I don't want to seem like I'm an idea machine, but there's heaps of shit ideas in there. But, anything past page 4, I probably haven't looked at in months. But anything will happen around the house. I'll maybe show you what I've got in there right now. I'll read out a couple. But yeah, anything that happens, I kind of enjoy the moment with my family, friends and all that. And then I go, okay, let me quickly pull myself away, or just when the conversation moves on, not too far because you'll forget it immediately. It has to be pretty immediate. I just write an idea down. And what have I got at the moment? What's my last one? Well, since we got a dog, I've written, I'm a dad and I'm the least important person in the entire house. And then I just wrote, this is how messy it is at the moment. Kids come home, hug, kids run out the way. And that's literally all I've got right now. I'll take you through the next process soon, but essentially, just making sure that you're consciously thinking that something could be an idea. And I'm more talking like, if you're doing like comedy, I guess it could translate into other things. But yeah, for me, this is, if you're watching this and you want to do comedy content, maybe this is of value. Right, so I've got the little shit idea I've got in my doc, and I kind of leave it at that. I don't try and steer conversation away when I'm with the people, or, I've come up with the thing. I'm just like, stay stay pretty involved in what you're doing, but just know, sweet, it's now documented. Happy days. Then I do what I'm kind of doing today without this bit, the vlogging bit. I'll walk myself, actually the whole process is I'll have like 2 pints of water, so just kind of like oxygenate and hydrate, and then also walk to a cafe. And that means that I'm kind of like getting some blood flowing through the body. Hopefully it gets to the brain too. And I'll get myself to a cafe. And I think, yeah, I'm the wanker by the cafe with a laptop. That is something that I just have to admit that I am that person, because writing at home, even when I'm by myself, I kind of have no accountability. So I get distracted and don't do enough work. But when you're at a cafe, it kind of feels like there's other people around. I don't know, it maybe like subconsciously makes me think that I have to get work done, because otherwise if I'm sitting there having a coffee with my laptop open watching a YouTube video, then people are like, that guy should just be at home doing that. So if I'm typing and working, yeah, I don't know. I've never really thought about it that much, but I just prefer to go to a cafe. And that's where I pull that idea back up. So let's say I'm the most least important person in the house. Bang. I now think with my audience that there will be a dad with some kids and a dog who feels the same way in kind of a comical way. His kids love the dog, especially a puppy. Wife loves the kids and puppy, and like everyone I assume loves me, but we're gonna just have some fun in the idea that no one, that I'm just the least loved in the house. So bang, I think that's what I want to kind of convey to the audience as fast as possible. That now in social media can be like a graphic, a title. It could just have, as simple, it's almost like you want to get some exposition, you want to try and spoon feed the audience with how short their attention spans are now. Spoon feed the audience the concept for them to understand it as fast as possible. And then once you do that, they are allowed to, it kind of like unlocks their brain to just enjoy the rest of the video. Because I think that people will not give you enough time anymore if it's like a complicated idea that they have to like connect too many pieces together. They'll just be like, no, you've lost them, they've gone past. So having something that's like resonates, hits home, relatable, just the first bit, bang, you've captured hopefully somewhat of an audience. Now they're like, all right, I'm in for the ride, make me laugh, clown. And so then we go like, what format do you put it in? A kind of easy trope I've been doing, which allows for a lot of like jokes to be added into, is like a mini documentary that only goes for like 30 seconds, but you can kind of say like, I'm admitting, you've probably seen this before if you've followed my shit, but it's like, I'm a dad and I'm the most least important person in my house. Obviously I wouldn't stutter it that much, but you kick off with that, people go, oh yeah, cool. And then voiceover, B-roll, and then I can start, again, I'm gonna go to a cafe and probably write this one today, but something like, watching kids come home from school, getting on one knee and going to hug them, and they run straight past you to the dog, trying to, and then here we go. Now you get to go on the ride of like examples of what it's like being the most least important person in the house. So I would recommend, I would personally write a bunch of examples and maybe pick the top 3, and then you would voice over like, kids coming home from school, hug girls, and then they run past you. So I would, in this kind of format, like say we're picking the documentary, I would go mix between voiceover and dialogue. And I would also sometimes be like, a very easy trick is to just say something in the voiceover one way, like, the kids love me so much, and then they and then you reveal the next line is, "I hate you, Dad." Simple kind of stuff. But if I was to take away the documentary feel, it would be as the formula, I think, which helps a lot, is going relatability, find your relatable thing, then some very relatable examples, and that's where you can add some like flavorful dialogue and fun. Then I think this is where now you go, okay, I get it, and you've done a couple things, the examples. I'm kind of over it. I kind of see where this is all going now. And that's where you maybe look for a twist. You look for either ramping it right up there to like the most extreme you can go, or finding out, like in this example, someone else is even less important, or if you were to get another animal, like could be, for example, there's a mouse that's in the house, and you somehow towards the end, the importance of you as a dad is even under the mouse because they like the mouse more now. I don't know. It's just looking. That might not be a good like joke or example, but what I'm trying to say is you kind of want to keep the sketch lifting, and not just like hit. You can go into like third gear by being like, this is the funny, and if you stay in third gear, you kind of just gonna taper out, run out of fuel. If we want to keep the car analogies going. But if you want to try and get up to fourth and fifth, and then in a way, if you can do a bit of closure, it's funny in like when we used to write for the Kinney Show and do sketches on TV, we could have sketches up to 5 minutes, but now, fuck, you really don't want to go, which is kind of sad. But if you're getting just under a minute, if you can really tie a bow in it in 30 seconds. You can go really viral, and the algorithm loves stupid short attention spans. But I'm not going to fight against it at the moment. I tried to fight against it years ago, and I just realised you got to adapt or die. So currently, the attention is demands for it to be fast and really relatable and make people laugh quickly, get in, get out. Used to say it'd be 3 jokes and then a twist and an ending. I've seen so many viral videos now where it's like just 2 examples and it ends. It's crazy. There's no twist, there's no ending, there's nothing. It's just you sometimes don't know. At the end of the day, like I always try and make a video that will in my head go, that should be 1 million views, and it bombs. And then the one that I don't think I'm even going to put out flies. And sometimes you think you're going to make some gold, and then you edit it and you watch it back and you're like, yeah, that didn't work out as I thought it would in my head. Sometimes going from paper or script to screen can really change things. Like when we did the sketch show, we'd have to write like upwards of 100 scripts, and genuinely the one that we put the best script on top of the 100 scripts. Okay, that's going to be in episode 1, and it didn't even make the show when we made it. And then the one that was at the bottom 10 scripts, one of those scripts, you shot it and edited it, and you're like, holy shit, that was funny, and that ended up in ep 1. So you never know. You kind of got to scattergun it too, and by that I mean like, and I hate this word, but quantity. There is an element of quantity as well. So hopefully you might have got a tip out of that. Thank you for, it's going to take too long, but if you've gotten 14 minutes in, I will personally thank the person who commented, because it really made me go, oh yeah, I don't want to be whinging on here. I want to try and make this worthwhile for anyone who's going to watch. So almost there. Top Gear's Gear on YouTube. Thank you for suggesting I do more of that. And yeah, I mean, day 3, I've got so many days to go. But I'm enjoying this. I'm actually, like, I find today's one better than yesterday's one. So I just got to keep making sure that I provide value. And to be honest, I'm reminding myself a little bit, little tricks and tips, because I don't vocalize any of this shit. And when it's in your head, it just gets all muddled up. Anyway, I am carrying on now. I'm going to go write some sketches, and I'm shooting with Auntie Donna today, which is going to be sick. I don't know if I can reveal what, but it's one of their shows that they do on the YouTubes. And yeah, can't wait. Thanks again. Oh yeah, comment if you want to know some specific things that I've maybe you've known that I've done. I know there was another comment about talking more about the redundancies in AI and stuff. I can't just yet. I have to be quite careful because I haven't sorted everything out yet. But yeah, the AI stuff I could probably speak to at another time, but that might be too depressing and sad. So at the moment, if you like making shit and you got some value out of this, fucking make stuff. Just make it. And like this, I'm bombing. I'm like, this kind of isn't that funny, but that's okay. And I'm making lots of mistakes and I'm not very good at this, but I want to get better, so I'm just doing it. I'm just doing this day 3. I'm gonna do 60 days and see what comes of it at the end. Maybe keep going, maybe work out ways of doing a more highly produced, better way of doing this. So yeah, you kind of like, it's just tighter and feeling better. But as I am walking up to a leaf blower or a mower, I'm gonna get the fuck out of your hair. All right, much love. See ya.